Hello, hello. Thank you for joining me on the Pink Cloud Frequency. I am your host, Brianna Wynn, and today we're going to talk about the happiness myth of alcohol and examine the cultural belief that alcohol equals happiness. So I got this idea for the episode from a meme that was sent in a group chat of moms, and the meme said, if Susan has a glass of wine and then another glass of wine and then another glass of wine, what does Susan have? Happiness. Susan has fucking happiness. So obviously, Susan is a relatable stand-in for millions of women because how many Susans exist? We may have all been Susan at one point or another, even though we may not be anymore. And obviously, it feels validating. It feels familiar. It reflects cultural permission, that this is the standard. And if everyone accepts that this is the standard, that wine makes us happy, then we have permission to continue doing something that we know really doesn't make us happy. Because if wine did make Susan so happy, then why is Susan so unhappy? This isn't about judgment because I used to be a Susan myself. It's about curiosity and honesty, and it's about compassion, right? Susan isn't a stereotype. She's everywhere. She actually exists. Susan is a woman with endless responsibilities. She works, she cooks, she cleans, she keeps the house together. She makes sure everyone is okay. She rushes around every single day trying to be in 5 places at once. Susan is taking care of her aging parents while she's on the phone with the health insurance company trying to figure out why the copay didn't go through. Susan is finally getting the chance to sit down and relax, and then her child reminds her about a school project due tomorrow and all the materials they need. Susan is the head of the PTO. She volunteers at all the school events, and she's the one that everyone texts when they need something done. She's capable, she's loving, she's trying her best, she's productive, she's dependable. But Susan is also overwhelmed. She's exhausted, she feels guilty, she has anxiety, she feels uncertain and disconnected. She feels stretched thin. She avoids conflict and absorbs stress silently, her stress and everyone else's stress too. So the real reason that Susan reaches for wine is because she's looking for relief, for calm, for regulation. She's looking for a moment to herself, permission to let go of control, to be held, to feel better, to feel happiness. She wants a reward for holding everything together. Susan isn't drinking to get drunk. Sometimes, maybe oftentimes, she does end up getting drunk, sure, but that's not the reason that Susan is reaching for the drink in the first place. She's drinking to feel okay. And momentarily, she does. She's anticipating that glass of wine before she even gets it. She's excited about it, right? And alcohol initially increases dopamine, so you feel that brief sense of relief. You feel that sense of pleasure, that warm sensation. It's temporary, but you do feel it. It is there. But what happens is obviously your brain functioning and your neural activity all slows down. Your dopamine levels drop below baseline, your anxiety increases, your sleep quality decreases, your stress hormones rise. And when you do this on a regular basis, once a week, a few times a week, you could even do this once a month, and the effects, you still have these negative effects. You have increased anxiety. So now you're trying to drink to escape the very thing that alcohol is causing. You have poor emotional regulation and low moods. So now your emotions are no longer balanced. You're reactive instead of responsive. You're less patient. You ruminate. You don't feel like your energized or bubbly self. You feel down and you can't quite put your finger on why. Your sleep is disrupted. And without proper rest, you feel even more exhausted. And all of those activities Susan was taking care of feel more overwhelming than they actually are. So what happens is you end up feeling worse over time. So you were drinking to relax, but now your nervous system never fully resets. Your sleep isn't restorative sleep. Your emotions are out of whack. You're laughing, but you don't really feel joyful inside. You don't feel grounded. And you do get a little bit of relief, but it's quickly followed up by guilt, brain fog, emotional depletion. So you're still overwhelmed, you're still anxious, you're still exhausted. You feel less resilient over time. So the very thing Susan uses to cope is making coping harder. And that discomfort that Susan initially felt and tried to escape from, it amplifies later. So you're in this constant cycle chasing down a solution to a problem that's never going to go away until you quit drinking. So we really have to be honest with ourselves and just acknowledge that disconnect, right? Of what we're hoping to get from a glass of wine or a drink, a hard drink, and then what we actually get. It doesn't make you happy. It doesn't relax you. It's not a reward. And again, if wine were actually making Susan happy, then why shouldn't she be happy? Why is she silently suffering behind closed doors? Happiness isn't a spike. It isn't relief followed by depletion. It's not something that needs to be poured or earned or recovered from. Real happiness is safety in your mind and in your body. It's alignment with who you are, your goals, your values. It's quiet. It's sustainable. It doesn't cost you tomorrow or the next day or the next day. Happiness is waking up without dread. You open your eyes every morning and you don't immediately feel behind or ashamed or anxious about maybe something you said or you did the night before. Happiness is when your nervous system is calm and regulated, not excited, not super high highs or then feeling really low. You're not tense. Your body isn't bracing. Your mind isn't going in 1,000 directions at once. You're settled. You're grounded. Happiness is self-trust, knowing that you can handle your life without checking out. You don't need to escape to get through the day or the night because you learn to build a life that you don't want to escape from. Happiness is mental clarity. You can finish a thought. You're present in your conversations. You're not foggy. You're not split between relief or regret. Happiness is resiliency. You still have hard days, of course, it's life, but you recover faster. You feel your feelings without drowning in them and allowing them to overwhelm you so bad that you need to check out. Happiness is rest that actually restores you. You sleep deeply, you wake up, and you actually feel good. You feel rested. Happiness is feeling connected to yourself. You don't need to perform for anyone else. You don't need to loosen up or become someone else just to feel like you fit in or you belong. You feel at home in your body, in your mind, in your emotions. Happiness is energy that stays. not energy that crashes. It's not borrowed, but it's your own steady, reliable energy source that carries you through the day, that helps you accomplish your goals, that makes you a pleasure to be around. So quitting alcohol doesn't remove happiness. What it does is remove the illusion that it ever did make you happy. Because happiness isn't how you feel at 8 p.m. with a glass of wine in your hand. It's how you feel at 8 a.m. when you wake up and when you face your life and face your kids and face your spouse, your family, your pets. So, for your reflection, I want you to ask yourself, what did you believe alcohol was giving you? Or if you haven't quit yet, what do you believe it gives you? And then what does it actually deliver? And what do you actually still need? So, thank you so much for joining me today. Please consider subscribing to the Pink Cloud Frequency channel and leaving a 5-star written review. I will talk to you soon. Thank you.